And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, the Frontline Prediction League in the Trenches. This is Frontline Prediction League, FPL on Twitter. It's actually Frontline League on Twitter. It's the Frontline Prediction League on YouTube. That's this channel. You can like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It's on Twitter. We also have the Top of the Card. Top of the Card Pod is a podcast for wrestling stuff, actual wrestling discussion. That's available on Spotify, on iTunes, and all that fun stuff. And both of those take you to our same Discord. That's one Discord for the FPL and Top of the Card, where you get to go in there and look at stuff like Impact is on right now, so that's in live event. We got our events page like this. The results are up. We got our picks pages coming up. We got all the stuff in there, including champions, because maybe some changed hands. Some did. Hint, hint. All that thing is all that thing is there. I'll run with that. All that stuff is there through the Frontline Prediction League, so please check that stuff out. But this is In the Trenches. This is the recap show for Crown Jewel that we'll be talking about here in a minute, and also looking forward toward Full Gear and beyond. I am your co-host, Scott, getting to the intro late. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe Jesus. How are you, BeerMe?
I'm doing rather well after a good weekend of wrestling and predicting. It's about to turn cold here, though. We're going to be in the 40s for, I think, a while. But other than that, doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm all right. My knee still hurts. I fell up the stairs, like I mentioned last time, I think. Or was that beforehand? Did we do trenches earlier that week? I forget now. I fell up the stairs and hurt my knee. And it still hurts. But it's fine. But it hurts. It's not good. And, yeah, that's about it. But it's also cold and been freezing rain for the last, couple days. It's not like it's November 10th. No, it's crazy. No. But, the past weekend of wrestling was a lot of fun. Crown Jewel was on Saturday. That is the show we're talking about here. Our version here in the FPL. The real one will be on our next podcast, actually. Recorded next week after this one comes out. And it's a whole thing. Like I said, check out Top of the Card. You'll see it all there. But for the FPL, we do have the results for Crown Jewel. So what we have here, as you can see on your screen, is a new world champion. Let's dive into this right off the bat, BeerMe. Jonathan C.T. Martin lost the FPL World Championship to former American champion Broken Nerd, who beat him by a point, 29-28. And the CT era is over. You did. I didn't. I mean, we said they could happen, but new champ, Broken Nerd.
Would you say 1 point?
1 point, a BeerMe special.
Ooh, yeah, you hate to see that.
Broken Nerd is actually the second person to win both the American and the World. Costner did it as well, in reverse order. But those guys are the two to hold that. So that's an interesting thing. Now, the American title is kind of tied into the World now. The Canadian title no one has elevated through to. The tags no one has. So, yeah, the American title, hardcore of it seems to be that stepping stone. Not that it's, like I said, Costner went the other way, but it's the one that's tied. So American champions aren't far off from the world title. So we'll see where that goes from there. But how do you think CT is going to react going forward to this? And how do you think Nerd is going to be going forward as a fighting champion? Because he's got Chef Urban in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, CT will probably want to get back and, get the title back. But you might have to go through some stuff because Urban's got the next shot, and that's going to be a very interesting matchup. And I don't know who I'm going to pick right now, but I know that Nerd's a fighting champion and he fears nobody, including someone as strong as Urban. So,
yeah, we'll talk more about that one as we get there. Urban is challenging at Full Gear, and if you remember, Broken Nerd defeated Urban and Roman Pierce in a triple threat to get the first shot. Urban got the second. He was runner-up. Will that happen again, or will Urban be able to take that title? So that's coming up in 2 weeks. We'll talk about that more as we get there next week. But BeerMe, the other championship on the line, there was actually 3 of them. Let me make that clear. The second championship on the line that we're talking about is the FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. I have a replica over my shoulder right there on the wall, and you are the current champion, still holding a belt you took from me in red. You and the GMSG did win. You defeated Symphony of Destruction, Scherfdog, former champ, and Payne by a point, 60-59, to retain the FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. How heartbreaking, or not heartbreaking, but how tense was that?
It was pretty tense. We were on the right side of a BeerMe special.
Mm-hmm.
We were smooth sailing. We thought that we had it, and then all of a sudden, the OC and AJ lost. We were like, okay, so we didn't expect that, and then we needed Roman to win by pin to win. So it was, and then we had to wait 2 hours because obviously nothing else mattered up until then because we were like, oh well, we got this. That was the big thing in our match that would have swung it either way. If Roman would have tapped out Paul, we would have lost.
Oh my god! One bonus, yeah. It's crazy.
But hey, we survived. We squeaked it out in Saudi.
Yep.
With once.
Which means you will defend against the winners of the tournament, which will also be finalized at Full Gear. The title matches or the tournament matches are coming up here in our discussion, so we'll get your thoughts on that as we move through. Let's move to the next, though. The FPL American title also was defended and also changed hands. James Costner lost to Ash in a ladder match, 31-28. And it was by points, so no one got 5 in a row, which was, we thought, possible on an 8-match card. Ladder matches are going to be pretty rare if we only have 6-match cards. Like, we're going to do them, but it's not... The whole point is to get 5 in a row. If there's only 6 matches, it gets tricky like that. It's not going to be as common. So bigger cards like this, like an AEW show as well, or Impact, probably be more common. So thankfully we'll get like our Manias and stuff with ladder matches, obviously, because they're bigger cards. But Ash still got it. Ash got the win. Ash went from coming back from a life-threatening injury at the hands of... God, was it Costner? Am I remembering that right now? Who did it? No, it wasn't Costner. It was Black, thank you. I was like, no, I'm not going to put that. No. It was Black. Lost to Black, and then lost again. Came back, started getting a run, got a couple wins, got the contendership, and now dethroned former world and now former American champion James Costner. That's massive. Mm-hmm. That's huge. And it was in a ladder match in Saudi. History again happening there. So I'm thrilled for Ash.
Type of match.
We were hoping for Ash to get, back on track ever since his comeback failed. So this is awesome.
A good story.
Yeah.
Story's gonna end soon, though, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Story.
But Ash, he does move on. He has new contenders coming up, surely. But Costner, I mean, that's 2 titles that he's had for a bit. He could make a run, because he doesn't hold either of them. He could make a run for all of it. He could go after the Canadian title, or he could get a partner and go for the tag titles that you have. This is a possibility now. Or the European. No one else has that many, so he'd be the first to really be able to go for it, because obviously Broken Nerd is current world champion, so we can see what happens there. That could be it, or he just runs roughshod over everybody like he does. He's going to be a threat no matter what. So anybody looking to move into title contention, you've got Costner in your face there. It's going to be a problem. So that's that one. We have an I Quit death match. Jason Blades versus Ralentando. 22-18 for Jace. Let me say that again. Jace won a death match. He beat Ralentando in an I Quit death match.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Jace gets the win we've been looking for. I was calling for it. I was hoping for it. I said he'd be the underdog. I would have made money on that bet. Because Ralentando, you do not bet against him on these kind of things. Funny that he was like the Canadian champion. Now here he is doing the hardcore stuff. Like, it's just that reliable. But Jace, God, he got it. He got the win. And again, full write-up from CT Red myself is down below. I know Ralentando often does his own pieces, like RGX did when he was here as well. He did his own pieces for stuff also. So please check out the write-ups for this. We're not going into full detail. We want you to read them. So please go check those out as well. Next up, the tournament. Excuse me. Round 2. First up, it was actually going in reverse order here on the page. The MBPA, they've got their name, and I said it wrong a lot last time, but it's the McKennedy Blade Protection Agency. Or is it Alliance? Crap. The MBPA. Alexander McKennedy and Dion Blade did defeat the Operation, Smooth Rock, and his mystery partner, Rate Wrestle. 64-56. That's a bit of a rough one there, but the MBPA advance. The other match was Shades and Smiles, as I have been calling for ever since they beat Red and I. CJ Hawk and Lexi Briggs defeated the former tag team champion Michael Marsh and his other Strays partner, Supreme Rock. So the final at Full Gear will be Shades and Smiles versus the MBPA, which Hawk and Lexi versus McKennedy and Blade. Hawk and Blade have some history. McKennedy and Blade have history, but this is a big match. This is awesome. This is kind of like, I love this match. We were kind of hoping, I was kind of hoping in a way, like, I love the idea of that final, and then whoever advances there goes to face you guys. Now, you advanced to that point because you retained. Who do you see out of this? Shades and Smiles or the MBPA? Being a bigger threat. Not who's going to win. We'll talk about that next time. Who's a bigger threat to your title?
Oh, man. I don't want to disrespect either team because I think both are really, really good. I'll say the MBPA.
Yeah?
Because me and GMSG have beaten Tigress and Hawk in a tag team match on an NXT show. So we know what they're bringing. I don't really know what the Hosses over at MBPA are bringing. So
yeah, the Hoss inning is dangerous. I like Shades of Smiles is the pedigree. They beat former tag champions, and then they beat another tag champion with a different partner. But the MBPA are just beating people. Like, they're just beating them. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic to see who will win on this one. Shades of Smiles or the MBPA. So more on that next week when we get there. So do check that out. Now, we do have a War Games Advantage determination match. It was Mark Harper of the Strays defeating J-Mac of the Brits and Detrick Cyrus of La Familia. Harper got the win 30-28 to 22, meaning Harper and the Strays have the advantage going into their Survivor Series War Games match. Do you see that helping the Strays? I mean, obviously it's advantage, and it probably will, but the Strays, if anybody didn't need an advantage, it's the Strays, because they are brutal, brutal people when you get to these matches. So they have advantage. That's just bad news for the Brits and La Familia. I know you'll never bet against La Familia, but are you concerned?
Yes, I am. I think that the Strays, I think Harper picking us up is actually really big for his team because I think it kind of puts this at an even playing ground with La Familia and the Brits. So they're dangerous. The Strays are dangerous, and they got the advantage. So it's I might pick them if we're not doing predictions right now, but I might.
Not yet. We're a couple weeks out, but they're your favorites now. Okay. I like it.
They might be.
Next up, Bastion, your boy, beat my girl, Red, 30-29. BeerMe special.
Point. There's a lot of these in this pay-per-view.
Which is wild when you think about an 8-match card with like 5 bonuses. 1 point.
Yeah.
Right? That was a heartbreaker to see that one. Red nearly had it. It was close. And like that's a good... It's hard to say it's a good loss, but on a main show to be within 1 point of Bastion, it's not bad. That's what I mean. It's not bad. It's Bastion was 1 question away, or even his 1 pointer off from it being a tie, or 1 bonus away from a loss. Like you said.
Even on the secret, he really wanted this win really badly. So yeah, he wanted it. He wanted it.
There you go. So that's Bastion's win. Red will recover from that one, obviously, and we'll have words with FBU. It'll come. We'll have words. Words.
Yeah, words.
You could hear the quote marks around that, couldn't you? I did on camera, but yeah. Now here's a fun one, BeerMe. We were talking about this with JJ being, he's the frontline trench soldier and all that. He went to a no contest with Captain Krulex Blackwell, 28-28. Good scores, no winner.
Good scores.
So
that's if you got like 30, if you got in that 28 to 30 range or above, like you just killed it. Like on this show, like that's pretty much where the high scores were.
Well, let's look at the next ones. We got a non-title match with the FPL European Grand Prix champion James Blake, 32 points, defeating Tino, 23. Wookie with 30 beat El Cid, 26, and I got to say it, Mod Step beat me, 32 to 27. That's 3 30s right there. Boom, boom, boom. And Mod Step and I had exactly the same picks for the main card. Different point allocation, but we had everything the same. We both got, I think it was the tag match wrong. We both put OC, I think, and got that wrong. So we both had 3 on it, so there was that. I lost based on bonuses. I thought Roma was going to catch him in a submission. I thought that was going to happen there. And there was something else. I think I got 3 bonuses wrong. And that's it. That's all it takes sometimes. Or 2 bonuses. I forget what it was.
Was it the steel cage?
Yeah. I said
Yeah.
I said walk out. I said there'd be a submission and there wasn't. Because I thought Roman would get the submission on it. And I was trying to hedge my gets. Oh, yeah, I thought there'd be blood, too. That's right. That's what it was. And that's all it takes. Sometimes the bonuses burn you like that. Because why wouldn't there be blood in a match like that? But
I thought the same thing. I thought somebody would get busted up.
So good win on Modstep's part. All the credit there. And it was also Dax Harwood versus Bret Hart, which is just a funny thing to do. I'm realizing that now looking at the avatars. That's just funny.
Shout out to Modstep.
He's gonna make that run. Like he's always gonna make a run because he always is in this position of just like, yeah, he got a couple wins. Like, goddamn, let's go. Let's see what happens. So I was hoping to get that win. I only got so many if I want to make that run for Montreal, which is again on my whiteboard there. Yeah, that's speed bump. That's speed bump I didn't want. I don't like that. That's not good. That's bad. So anyway, non-title match. We got Sebastian Escobar, the FPL Canadian champion, who I'm targeting for Montreal. He better hold that belt. He went against Chappers and Mad Elite Titan, and that went to a no contest, BeerMe. And this is the first time this has ever happened. They all had 31 points.
Wow. That's really good. That's impressive.
So, like, that we haven't had that.
You can't even be mad at that. Like,
no.
If I would have went to a no contest and had 30, I would have been a little upset.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But, hey.
All three of them. All three of them. So that's people fighting, and not saying that any of them are going to be in the Canadian title picture, but, main show tied with them, 3, it's not bad. It's not bad. So, like, that wouldn't hurt. So that's how you get those shots, those opportunities. Let's see what happens. If it was one-on-one, it wouldn't have changed anything. It was 31-31, but, we'll see what comes from that. Next up, CM Carlito did defeat the Arbiter, 34-29. Josh Dionio defeated Mr. Glee. It was narrow, 29-27. Luke Gray defeated Murmurs 22-15. Monkey Bong beat Static, 29-25. And somebody's had to go. The Light of the Cult, Danny, the Light Jordison, and Kurt Cult did defeat the Brits, Papa Snooch and the Gaffer, 67-35. I think they squashed them. I don't remember if we have a squash achievement, but I think that counts.
That would if there was.
That's a 32-point spread. Yeah.
Danny got a perfect card, so shout out to him.
Yeah. Bailey cost me a perfect card for not touching the belt at Clash or at Extreme Rules, whatever it was. I've not gotten a perfect card in 5 years. It's eluded me. It took me 4 years, or damn near 3 years, to get a match of the night. Like, it was always so close. And it was like by 0.5 sometimes. It was ridiculous. So these things happen. But here we go. We got achievements. We got Captain Coolest Blackwell with his 10th match. Kurt Cult won his 10th. Josh Dionio won his 25th. Mark Harper won a triple threat. Ash won a ladder match. Kurt and Danny, they got their first tag win. Ash got a title win of any championship, as well as the American achievement. Broken Nerd won the world title, and the Gaffer got 1,000 total points. The full results are here. Like I said, you can go in here and you can see the write-up for the pre-show stuff, the kickoff. You go into the main card matches with Wookiee and El Cid and Survivor Series partners. Luke Gray and James Costner have had some insanity going on with Survivor Series. And you got to check this stuff out. You want to see what's going on here with Tino and with the reaction. Like, I got no words for it. Go read
Find
this,
out who
please.
Ash's next opponent is.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. Please check this all out. I got into a brawl with G Machine in the skybox. Maybe he put me through the window and it hurt a lot. I don't want to comment on that. Let's ignore that completely. I know it's. I wanted to fight him in a skybox, and I've been pitching that for like 3 months. And then it kind of fell apart when the tournament fell apart on us.
You're lucky you didn't throw over the railing.
Well, that's why I kind of cut it there. I was like, just a little bit. But I wanted to German suplex him into the window of a skybox. Not through it, but I figured, well, he's going to win this one, so he's going to put me through it and reverse it. So yeah, he gets the win. So yeah. The Strays and the Brits signed their War Games contract. That was a big moment as well. Yep. There's the War Games triple threat upper in the tag title. Tag titles. That's you. The tag matches. There's the tag tournament. There's Ralantando and Blades. And then, oh, look, Aftermath. Cure won and some brutality. And there's a powerbomb off the stage.
That was pretty good.
Tier 1 was taken out. There are articles on our site as well. We had one for Geisel being taken out. We have one for Tier 1 being taken out. So people are being eliminated as we go here. There's the American title. And then, like you said, there's the next one. Bastion is the contender at Full Gear. And as it says here, he has wormed his way into another title match.
I mean, he just keeps winning.
He does.
What do you want him to do?
Pull that curtain back a little bit. We're like, I mean, he's right there. He's the perfect contender for it. It's like, yeah, here we go. So, yep. And I mean, this works with the story too. It's like if he wins, fuck. If he loses, they're gonna hate him. Like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad because he needs a belt, right? You gotta get a belt. Tag titles. You guys did keep your belts. That was clean. There was no shenanigans. Everything finally gotten cleared out. No FBU insanity because there's been a lot of that and kind of got pushed out of the way here. And then the world title, as mentioned, absolute insanity. And CT slid and fell to his feet after the one-winged angel. It's good. But Broken Nerd won. And, of course, Chef Urban, already knowing he has the shot, has that against Broken Nerd. So let's click right over there to Full Gear. Let's dive in to that right now. Boom. Full Gear is coming. It is on November 19th. It is a Saturday. I will tell you right now, BeerMe, I talked about it beforehand, the page for picks will go up before Rampage. Yes, we know that means there's probably 5 matches that won't be announced until that night or the day after that won't be on the picks pages. They will still count towards things like how many matches will there be or will there be blood, so keep that stuff in mind. Not how many matches will there be, but how many submissions, how many pinfalls. If we do that kind of stuff, those count towards that because they are matches that happen. So keep that in mind. We have the FPL World Championship. Broken Nerd, new champion in his first defense. Could be the shortest reign ever. We have 2 5-minute reigns with Money in the Bank. But the shortest normal reign ever of like 2-3 weeks, Broken Nerd versus Chef Urban if Urban can dethrone him. We're not going to go into full detail on these, BeerMe. But based on this,
hype for that match.
Do you see Urban taking this? Is it too soon for Nerd to have this defense? Or is this perfect for Nerd? Because once he's on a roll, he's like no other. Like this is just kind of perfect how it ended up in a way. I'm not saying that like CT. It'd be great to see CT continually just squeak by, but I'm bummed he's out of this. But this is wild with Nerd and Urban. I'm kind of hyped like you are, right?
Yeah. I'm very intrigued by this match, and I really don't know who's going to win. I mean, I kind of want, just because of the fact that I don't want it to be a really short reign, I kind of want Nerd to at least win once. But at the same time, if Urban wins,
yeah,
I mean, he's been killing it. So I can't even, I wouldn't even be mad at it.
I want Urban to win for the fact that it shows how strong the top of the card is. Get it?
Hey.
I don't have a problem with the title being hot-shotted. I know we talked about it on our podcast, Top of the Card Pod. Get that plug in twice. Talking about a lot of Jumper Radio, and just in general, people don't like it when title reigns are short. I understand that. I get it. I like it when you see competitive around that, though. It's not a matter of just, he only had it for 3 weeks. It's, goddamn, he fought tooth and claw and got it, and then he fought tooth and claw and lost it. It's like, man, it was close. And that means that Urban is on the same level as Nerd, and the same level as CT, and the same level, right? And they're all top tier. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about that kind of thing. I don't want to see it hot-shotted like it's careless, which is what a lot of historic wrestling bouncing around is for like 2-week reigns, things like that. If it means something, which we always try to push forward on our matches and our cards, we at least try to make it matter. So even if Nerd loses, it's still going to be like, goddamn, he was that good, and so was Urban. But then again, if he wins it, Urban just wasn't quite good enough to get the job done this time. Like, a loss is not everything, right? I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. I don't know who's going to win that.
I don't either, and I bet you this match will probably come down to like a point or two.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually with AEW shows, most of the matches are usually close or you tie, or it's not very often where you get like a big decisive win. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a close match, and everybody will be nervous.
Also kind of wild that it's Kenny Omega and MJF avatars.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Which hasn't happened, I don't think, in real AEW. But also, thinking about where AEW is right now, two of the bigger names, that's kind of funny. I like that. All right, next up, we got the tag tournament final. Again, we're not going to go through the full like who we think is going to win. Just this is some gut feelings. But we now know the final: Shades of Smiles and the MBPA. The winners will go on to face you guys. I forget where. I don't know if it's Deadline or the Rumble. I honestly forget where it is. It's not Survivor Series, though. I know that, but it's coming up.
We got plans there.
Yeah, I got plans. We got plans. But we talked about this already, so we're just going to move past this one. We'll talk about more of this next time with who we think is going to win. But I think, like you said, MBPA is more dangerous. I'm pulling for Shades of Smile, so I think we're on opposite ends on this one, who we think is going to take it. So let's move on there. FPL American Championship. Ash, just like Broken Nerd, is defending already. We are making this first AEW main card a big one, with all 4 of the main titles being defended. The European is not, obviously. That is more of a house show title, which will be defended over there on Final Battle. Ash is defending his Bastion in an ambulance match. We were a little inspired by Creed versus Kemp, not going to lie. I was like, let's do an ambulance match. We haven't done one of those.
Who do you think that favors?
Well, I'll tell you. I'll pull the curtain back on this. One guy was a victim of like a stabbing. The other guy put someone off a parking garage roof.
True. That's true.
That's just how Bastion. If it favors Bastion. But Ash is now at that point when he is doing what no one thought he could. I don't mean that in a negative. Even it's just like that comeback made it look like like it just kind of soured on everything. Mm-hmm. But here he is. He bucked that trend and he's proving them wrong. This is the time. If he's going to beat Bastion, now is the time.
Is that an ambulance match at death or a hardcore match?
Hardcore.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. It's a hardcore match on an AW card. That could, right? That could be so much.
One wrong one, and you're whoop.
One wrong can tank everything. That's why it's perfect for Bastion to win this. Bastion's always great, but I'm going with Ash. I think Ash is going to upset it. If this was actual storytelling and we were writing it, and it wasn't like based on people making picks for the win, Bastion loses this match because that's what the story tells you, right? Like, I've got to get that belt, and he doesn't, and he gets even more unhinged. It's Seth Rollins too, so it's perfect. But we're not writing it. He might actually do it. So I want Ash to win because I want that story. But it's Bastion. I know you're picking Bastion, but I'm saying Ash. But again, we'll come back to it later. But that's a threat.
I want him to win so that we can actually, maybe celebrate with all the gold for a little bit.
Have all the gold? What? You don't want to cash in?
Instead of somebody cashing in 5
Why?
seconds? Yeah, it just it ruined the mood that night.
A little bit.
We don't need that. We don't need that again.
We'll see. How about this, though? The FPL Canadian Championship. This digs into me a little bit. Sebastian Escobar is defending in a Watson Rules match against Mod Step.
Ooh, you were so close.
It's right there. He beat the Canadian, and now he goes to face the Canadian champion. Yeah, it hurt. It hurts a little bit. Honestly, it's by design. It's meant to be sometimes. Yeah. I'm pulling.
Mod Step wins the big one.
Could be. And this is the best part now. I obviously want Escobar because I want that rematch. We have that like long-standing kind of feud thing. I want that match in Montreal. But Modstep beat me. If he wins it, I don't have a problem rematching with him to take the title. I obviously have to win like 5 matches to get a shot. Like, it's not it's so far-fetched that I can get a Canadian title shot for Montreal. February 18th, I think, is Chamber. But that's the goal. And if it's either of those two, awesome. The story's suddenly there for either. Odds are I'm not going to get it. Let's be honest here. It's so astronomical. But if any time is Mod Steps, it's this. Like,
right.
Because Watson Rules doesn't count bonuses unless there's a tie. The odds of a tie with like a dozen matches on the card are very few. So if you get those picks right, bonuses don't matter. You're gold. So
I'm kind of invested in like all of these matches that you have like said so far. You know what I mean? Like all of these are like very intriguing. Like I don't know how to say it. Like we haven't had like a match where I'm just like, all right. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those. Like, oh man, I'm invested.
Yep.
You know?
It's weird. When we do our booking, we plan ahead, and then sometimes things just kind of happen. And it's also good. We're like, oh man, that's awesome. And we just, not everything is planned months in advance. Most of it is. And then we
Right.
realize, oh my God, we need to work these two together. It's perfect. So, like, it's kind of happened. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Next,
there's a lot of intriguing storylines out of anything that happens. You know?
well, we got some blanks here, Bear. We will fill those in a second. We do have Real Nintendo versus a mystery opponent. We got nobody there. We got everybody is banned from ringside. We mentioned this last week. Rate Wrestle versus GMSG. It's not like there was shenanigans last time. It wasn't my fault. It was entirely my fault, partly because I wrote it, but also character-wise. So it's fine. It's fine. First Blood hardcore match: the Arbiter versus Kano Mac, and then a bunch of question marks. So let's announce some matches for Full Gear, BeerMe, because I know you've got one, I think, and I've got a couple here.
Yep. I've got one in an announcement.
I got three. So I will do my kickoff show match first. It is El Cid versus Monkey Bong. El Cid coming off a brutal match with Wookiee, and Monkey Bong is Monkey Bong. So who is like a dangerously underappreciated opponent. Monkey Bong will surprise you. Sometimes.
Kind of hope he gets the title someday. But,
sometimes. You know. Oh man, if he won that tournament, it would have been great. So yeah. So again,
I know.
We'll talk picks. We'll get our gut feeling, and then we'll talk picks next week because it's November 19th. That's next weekend. And I'll mention two of mine because I've got another match here. This is a non-title match with the European champion James Blake. He will go one-on-one with James Black.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Is a non-title match, but it's a bit of a rematch from the AEW match, right? Well, that's where it started, so this is a bit of a showcase for this. The first two champions on the last AEW show of the year, but also the first main show. It's kind of like a history kind of thing, so yeah. But what have you got?
All right, for my match, I have JJ Rocky.
Hey.
He'll be taking on Captain Krulek's Blackwell.
Hey.
In a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match.
Oh, it's because things didn't get decided, so now they're going to get decided. Mm-hmm. So here we go. We got to do something about that. I like that. Falls Count Anywhere. Those are fun. AEW card.
Be good.
Less likely to get a tie. Good.
Taker versus Keith Lee. I like that.
That's also good. That's also fun. Oh, that would have been a great match back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Really
yeah. Like a more agile Vader, if that makes sense. Yeah, that'd have been great. All right, so you have an announcement and that's it, right? Left to go.
Right.
Well, how about I'll do a match here.
Okay.
You, BeerMe Jesus.
Me.
Yeah, you. You're going to be in a triple threat.
That sounds interesting.
It's the War Games Advantage deciding match. So you are representing FBU in this match, BeerMe, against my girl Red, representing Infinity, and former world champion Jonathan C.T. Martin. Not waiting for the Fight Pit rematch with Hard to Kill. You get your hands on him now. And Red's there to have fun as the Enigmas reunite.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
Work it out for me.
How you feeling about that? Yeah. If anybody can do it, it's you. You've overcome crap like that before. Not gonna lie.
Let's hope so.
You had a triple threat with CT before with Real Nintendo, right? That was the Canadian title.
Yeah, we all tied.
Yeah, because that's when we learned the Canadian title needed better rules.
Yeah.
Over a year ago. Yeah. God, that was so long ago now. Oh my God.
It was.
So I'm picking Red, obviously. And like we talked about it, and it was like I said I don't want to be in the match. I want Red to have that. I want Red to be in that match. I trust Red for the picks. I trust Red for the stuff here. So I think Red's got this. I think Red's going to do it. CT is dangerous as always, and God damn it, you're tough to beat. But yeah, I'm banking on Red. Who's your pick, BeerMe? Is it Red, CT, or BeerMe?
Apparently, I got to overcome the odds here in my match. So that's fun. But
again, the story would be, of course, BeerMe wins. He's the bad guy who worked them against each other. That's how we would write it. But actual picks are at play here, and Red's been doing good. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. We got to win this. I got to pin GMSG in War Games. I got to do it. I'm sorry. Anyway, what? Okay, so you said you have an announcement, though, right?
Yeah. So, on the Kickoff show, yes, on the Kickoff show,
On
Luke
the
Gray
Kickoff.
and James Costner will compete in Pick Your Poison matches, where they will decide each other's mystery opponents. So,
Yeah, we haven't really done one of these in a while. I don't even remember if we
that's
did
kind
the
of cool.
ones.
I don't think we've done one.
We-
I remember
The JRPL had one,
we
some
did
of
one
them way
I
back
think
where
we
it was
did
like
one in those. Yeah,
it was like a condition because I was in it. It was a condition match. Like you, like I get to pick your opponent and the person has to agree to it. So I remember that happened because I was in that. I'm like,
yeah.
I would never face this person, especially for you. Why would I do that? Like it didn't make any sense for that story, but we worked it out. It was like, or you'll be fired if you don't. Oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna go wrestle this person. So it was a weird thing because I was a face. It was a weird thing. But this, so it's who is it? It's Luke and Costner, right?
Yep.
They will face whoever they pick for the other. So it's Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez again, picking Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley, right? It's that kind of yeah. So that's on the Kickoff. That's awesome. As I understand it, the opponents will not be named until the show. So everybody will find out once you're in the ring who the opponent is. So that'll be fun. That'll be good. I like that. That's, again, a unique thing that we can do. We did talk about revealing them beforehand, which we might do for a future one where, like Mania is here, and then, NXT. It's the same freaking day, so we'll do a Pick Your Poison for that, and we'll announce who it is, so you're facing each other's opponent or something. Like there's ways to do that where it's known in advance, but we're going to have some mystery. We're going to try to hype the show up a bit and have some fun with it. So, yeah. All right, and I've got one more match to announce, I think. No, I don't. Actually, I kind of do. I do. I actually do, but not the details of it yet. I can confirm. I'm scrolling down here. Deadline. By the way, awesome logo for Deadline. CT kicked ass on that. Oh, look, Continental Tag Titles will be defended at Deadline. Oh, funny that. Look at that. Good luck, guys. We have, where is it? Here we go. At Hard to Kill. Yeah, it's the Crystal Lake Fight Pit, CT versus BeerMe. Have fun with that. It says non-titled because you're still a tag champ, but whatever. We can confirm that there will be a casket match. We are doing a casket match at that event. I just want to do a casket match because they put a casket for the eye in Hard to Kill. That's it. That's all we're saying. Who's in it? I know who's in it, but we're not announcing that yet. But we're doing it. We are doing a casket match.
That's a secret.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's got to be a reason for a casket match, right? No, you don't know. We haven't told you yet. But there's got to be a reason for a casket match, right? There's got to be some kind of thing. We got till January. It's fine. We can work on that. We can build toward that. So, yeah. It'll be fun. But no, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's what we got here, guys. So, again, thanks for checking out our results. As I scroll up here, it takes some time. There it is, Crown Jewel. And, again, the picks upcoming, or the results upcoming. The words are failing me here. Where is there? Crown Jewel. That's the results. Please go check them out. If you have ideas for WrestleMania, it's coming. Please let us know, because that's basically our next booking time frame is up to that point. The Rumble obviously is going to be the Royal Rumble, and that's its own chaos and everything there. We'll have a draw for that and be lots of fun. But really, when you get down to it, we've got Deadline and Final Battle coming up end of the year. We've got Hard to Kill, then the Rumble. And then that's really it with Chamber in February. And then, Revolution in March. And then it's Mania weekend. Will there be more shows in there? Probably. We're not sure. There might be a Supercard. There will be an NXT. But that's kind of it. There's not much to go, so we want to get those builds going now. So if you got ideas for Mania, matches you want to pitch, propose, let's throw it out there. Let us know. And we can definitely work on that on these shows coming up to build that. The casket match is one of those where it's like, I'm gonna seed something in here. I'm writing the casket match, by the way. I'm gonna seed something in to make it be like, oh, it's got to be settled this way. It's more fun that way. And we want to do stuff like that coming up for Mania and have these matches make sense. We got a few things already planned for it. We got things that were brought to us, but we want more. If you want to face someone at Mania, go for it. And it's got to make sense, obviously. And if stuff's already taken, no good there. I'll tell you right now, BeerMe, after years and years and years, I don't have my own kind of plan envisioned for Mania right now. For once. Like, it was this time last year when Love is Hell in a Cell 2 popped into my head. That's how far in advance that was to April. So this year it's like, I don't know what it is. So, like, the right thing might come up. Who knows what happens with War Games and Rumble and stuff like that. The opportunity comes up, and we could have an awesome match with somebody. You never know. That's the kind of stuff we're working towards here. That's what I'm looking at. Like, I'm basically Seth Rollins wanting to be on the card. That's me. And let's get these ideas going. Let's get some stuff out there. Let's get some fun stuff happening. You'll probably still be tag champions. Who knows what you're going to be doing there, right? You know, like,
I hope so.
Yeah. We'll see how long that goes. You guys get a damn year-long run at Solution all over again, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm rambling at this point, BeerMe. Do you have anything else you want to say here before we cut it for the night?
No, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes. Next week we'll go down the full card. I almost said Crown Jewel because that's on my screen 3 times. It's literally boom, boom, boom. Full Gear. We'll go through who we think is going to win. It won't be obviously as long because we just went through a lot of it today, but Full Gear with the rest of that card filled out, whatever little pieces were there, will be next week. Again, the picks page will be up probably by the time we're doing that video on Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday, actually. So keep that in mind. Get your picks in. Get it in there. It is a main show now, so they count. Skipping AEW will hurt you in the rankings because it's a main show, as the people have demanded. So we figured it was coming, and here we go. So please get them in. Please check it out. Again, this is the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is this YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And check out Top of the Card over on Spotify, on iTunes, on all that stuff. And then both of those take you to our Discord, as I mentioned, where you can read these results, check out the preview pages, put in the picks pages, and just talk in general with the community. It's pretty fun looking at wrestling and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And especially when live events happen where we lose our goddamn minds. At like noon for Crown Jewel, it's weird when we're all like, oh, I'm tired, with West Coast people and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So that's that. Thanks again, everybody, for listening. Thanks again for checking it out, and thanks as always for participating. Have a good night.